What is going on, beautiful people? It's your girl Pamela Pacheco, aka Pam the Plug. Happy Friday! Happy Friday! Let me know where you are tuning in from. And as we continue this series with our panelists and guest speakers for this Saturday, tomorrow, the day is finally here. We are having our third annual Mental Health Matters Symposium taking place at the beautiful Cuban Civic Club in Tampa, Florida, starting at 10 a.m. And I'm excited, like I am with every conversation that we're having with these panelists, because like you guys, I'm also going to be in attendance as a student. I'm also going to be there to get my cup filled. And I just love how incredibly special this lineup is. And I'm excited right now to be joined by Ryan Bogden. Maybe you guys have seen him on the Talkin' St. Pete podcast, but he is a St. Petersburg-based entrepreneur, a real estate leader, a speaker. He is the host of the Talking St. Pete podcast. But Ryan is a leader not only in real estate, but he is very passionate about helping people just grow in business, grow in leadership, in life. His journey has included serving in our armed forces, in the Air Force, building businesses and leading professionals, and sitting down with some of the most driven entrepreneurs. But he is all about bringing not only a powerful perspective on leadership, on business, on life, on growth, but community impact. Without further ado, please help me welcome Ryan Bogden. Welcome, Ryan. Can you hear me?
Yes, Pam.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you.
my
What
pleasure.
an
So
introduction. I
excited.
think I need to bring you onto the show so you can do that introduction for me on my podcast. That was great. Thank you.
Anytime,
I'm very, very excited
anytime.
to be here and honored.
I am
I'm
equally
very
as
grateful. Thank
excited
you for
and
having me.
honored and just grateful that you are not only doing this with us, but man, I am just grateful that so many people I know, like their lives are just going to be better. They're going to be better when they leave the venue. They're going to be better because they were able to not only, experience the conference, but I think that so many different speakers are going to be adding so much value. And I'm excited for people to get to know you a little bit more. So I did tell them a little bit about you, but let them know a little bit more about you, probably something that I didn't say, and why mental
Yeah.
health matters to you and what does that mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and thank you. I'm excited for tomorrow, and the most important thing you're doing, Pam, is your community. I know there's going to be some great connections that happen tomorrow, and people when they get together and they hear stories and they are vulnerable to share. So that's really special to me. I mean, background on myself, yeah, prior military, served in the armed forces for 5 years, the Air Force. I was overseas. That was straight out of high school, and so immediately had to learn to adapt and what it's like to be in a new country with not knowing anyone. 19 years old, as many of our other U.S. service members and women have done before. And I think that I started the mental health journey for myself there, of just resilient. Transitioned into business after I got out, and being in sales, and you become your own worst enemy. And so, I learned a lot of things about consciousness. I studied the consciousness a lot, and because we've all heard the line that perception is reality,
Yeah.
and that perception starts within our own mind, our own consciousness, and like any garden, right? We need to weed out the bad things. We need to fertilize. We need to feed it, and our mind is the same way. And that's how I try to show up for myself. I'm not perfect.
Absolutely.
None of us are, and so it's giving ourselves grace in that. I kind of went on a little bit of a mental health journey during COVID. I'm sure as a lot of us had,
Oh,
being,
yeah.
locked up in our places. I was living in Philadelphia, going through ending of a relationship at the time. And, I kind of leaned into some great books and started meditating and doing yoga. And I really started to find out what mental health was all about, and calming the anxiety that lives inside of all of us. So, now I'm honored to just lead a brokerage of 200 some real estate agents, which you can imagine, the ebbs and flows of a real estate transaction is a very emotional process for not only the clients that we're helping, but also for the agents, because they're taking on all of that. So I do a lot of coaching sessions with agents, and 99% of the time, it's all around mindset.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I agree. And thank you so much for sharing. And I couldn't agree with you more, Ryan. I think that one of the things that, I was asked this question recently. They were like, you're a brand strategist and a business coach and a podcaster and you speak and stuff, but what does that have to do when you're building community with mental health? I'm like, everything. Everything. The
Yeah,
quality of your life
everything. Yeah.
is determined by the quality of our thoughts, and 90% of the things that we go through, not only as entrepreneurs, as human beings, right? As spiritual beings living out this human experience, is all mental. So I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you again so much. And if you could just leave somebody with a message, like what should they be expecting on Saturday and why should they be in the building?
Well, I expect just to be hype. I think the energy is going to be really high. The lineup is incredible, and if we bring strong energy and strong to the room, everyone's going to feel that, and we want everyone to be leaving feeling super positive, and carry that on because we're all ripple effect. We all interact with probably 5 to 50 people a day, depending on your role, and you impact someone's day just with a smile, and saying hello.
Absolutely.
And so that energy is contagious, and I just want that to ripple out throughout the rest of Tampa Bay after Saturday.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And it is indeed going to be the ripple effect. I love that. Thank you so much, Ryan, for joining us today on our Mental Health Matters panel. And I'm excited for you to be joining us tomorrow because I know so many more people are going to leave not only with, more tools for their mental health, but they're going to leave there with hope. They're going to leave there inspired. And that's really what it's all about. And of course, just more collaborations and connections. And thank you again for joining us. I appreciate you. Have a blessed day.
Yeah, absolutely, Pam. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for what you
you.
do. See
My
you all
pleasure.
tomorrow.
Likewise. See you tomorrow. Bye. So, guys, if you are not registered for our third annual Mental Health Matters conference, make sure that you get registered. And if you are registered already, grab a ticket for somebody else. Doors open at 10 a.m. for the VIPs. And yeah, it is a really, really, really exciting time that we're on. And I am excited to continue the conversation. I not only am going to be joined by Jesse Lima, but Jesse is not only an entrepreneur, but he helps men with their mental health through their image on a daily basis. He's been an entrepreneur since he was 14 years young, one of Tampa Bay's finest when it comes to what he does in the scalp micropigmentation area. Speaking was recently on TV with me, speaking about the event, but just someone that is a great soul, an amazing dad, amazing friend, amazing leader of leaders. And I'm excited to have him join in on the conversation. Jesse, are you there? I just saw you. Let me see. Here we go. There you go. Got you.
Hey.
Hi, Jesse. Welcome in. How are you? So happy to have you join us. So I told the people a little bit about you, but if you could tell them, a little bit more about yourself, maybe some things that I didn't mention, and why does mental health matters to you? Thank you so much, Jesse, for joining in the conversation.
Pam, first of all, thanks for having me on here. Man, I cannot wait to be a part of this weekend, man. It's going to be amazing. So, just a real quick rundown of myself, man. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 14 years old. I've never filled out a job application. I owned my first business at the age of 19, straight out of high school, opened up my first barbershop, moved up to Tampa in 2005. Worked in a couple barbershops here, but I traveled all over the world within the barber industry, just building a name for myself, doing platform work, educating, showcasing my work, motivational speaking, financial speaking, like all of these things in the barber industry in the community, and being a big time leader in that industry, in that space. I own two barbershops here locally in Tampa, and then I also own a clinic where I do scalp micropigmentation. So what that is, for those that don't know, is I tattoo people's scalps to make it look like they have hair. So just like how women get their eyebrows done, the lips, men and women that are suffering hair loss, I tattoo and I make it look like they have hair. So when it comes to mental health, it's on a personal level. I've struggled with it. I'm currently struggling with it, right? I'm an entrepreneur, like it never ends. I have a family. There's been, lots of ups and downs. There's situations that we go through in life. The business takes a toll sometimes on family. Sometimes family takes a toll on business. Sometimes success feels like you're, at least the perception of success makes people think that you're in a great place, but so a lot of us struggle with empty success because maybe the full purpose and potential isn't really there. You're not really doing it for the cause that you really want to do it for, or you're just doing it just because it makes you feel like you're filling a void. The clients that I've dealt with, from cutting hair to doing the SMP, in the barbershop, guys come in, the heads down, going through divorce, going through different situations in life. You leave after a haircut with their heads up and ready to go. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a psychologist there. With the SMP, same thing. I deal with a lot of consultations of men and women that are either struggling with try to commit suicide, contemplating suicide, messed up their whole relationship. Their life has changed since they lost their hair. They feel like they have to hide under a hat. They feel like they can't take pictures no more. They're unhappy, like they just hate themselves because of the way they look. And to some, that may be vain, but it all starts right here in the mental, right? So mental health is
Absolutely.
extremely important. Like a lot of people don't even know that they're going through it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. And I think that it's important because, I always say is like you look good, you feel good, you do good, and it's not one of the things that I speak to people when we're doing like brand strategy. I'm like, it's not only how you're showing up on social media, right? It's when you walk into the room, how do people perceive you? How are you showing up? Are you showing up as your highest and best self? Are you showing up how are I always say, make sure that you're getting dressed how you want to be addressed, right?
Yeah.
A shout out to one of my great friends, Rachel, that actually said that, and it stuck with me because it's true. You always want to, you want to not only do good, but I believe that for you to feel good, you have to look good. You have to take pride in your appearance. And I don't think that it's necessarily vain. I think that you're just honoring not only your temple, but just honoring yourself as well. Self-care is the highest form of love that you can give yourself. So I absolutely love that. If you had to, if there's anything on your heart for this weekend, for Saturday, what would you say that people can expect on Saturday, and why should they be in the building?
Well, it's a no-brainer. Everybody that's on this panel has either figured it out or is going through it and is working to figure it out. So if you want to connect with real people, again, some people have the answer, man. A lot of times we like to, especially men, we like to like stay to ourselves, stay quiet, try to figure it out on our own. We don't seek therapy. We don't seek advice from anybody. So events like this is huge because if you're one of those people that are afraid to ask the question, just come and sit in the room and just hear, because you're going to relate to one of us, and you'll be able to pull us to the side and have a one-on-one conversation, and you're going to be learning from people that, like I said, man, that have already gone through it or people that are going through it. So for myself, I'm going through it, so I'm here to speak and pour into everybody with whatever I'm learning to keep it growing, and at the same time it helps me when I'm helping others too, man. So you're going to sit
Absolutely.
down with real everyday people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jesse, for not only tuning in on the conversation, for just who you are and how you love serving the community and love serving other people. And I know so many people are just going to leave better than how they came in, whether it's with more tools, with connections, collaborations, or just hope. So thank you again. And I will see you on Saturday. Blessings. Take care.
Once again, bye.
And if you guys are just tuning into the conversation, all of these will be posted across all social media platforms. But make sure you're in the building tomorrow. Again, doors open for VIPs at 10 a.m. And this commitment always does last longer in the context of the right community. So make sure you guys are tuned in. And like I said, if you already have your ticket, get a ticket for somebody else. We do have a VIP giveaway that we are giving. So make sure that you DM me the word VIP. It is first come, first serve. Blessings on blessings to you guys. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.